Hey, what's up? Episode 27, isn't it, Mike?
27.
On location at Big Dennis James' house, the Menace, man. Thank you for having us over today. It's been awesome.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me on the show. And it's not Big Dennis, it's Medium Dennis.
Medium Dennis now, but it's beautiful home. It's like a tropical paradise out there, planted all of his own trees and everything.
It actually cost me a little bit of money to do that.
Yeah.
Because, since you all know, my wife is from Thailand, and I brought her here and she was like, you gotta be kidding me. All them stones, rocks, dry, no grass, no trees, no nothing. So I invested quite some money to get all them trees and palm trees. I think it's a total of 16 and outside grass. I wanted everything, so I had that done before I even moved into the house.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful out there.
Yeah, it's my little oasis.
We wanted to have a Sunday conversation, and boy, did we have a Sunday conversation today. Sitting around with, 3 IFBB pros. It's been a mecca weekend for bodybuilding, and thanks again for coming on the show. We've been wanting to have you on here. I know Flex Magazine is, you can only do so much, but
Flex Magazine is my sponsor. We all know that. I'm signed with Flex. I'm actually with Flex for 15. This is my 15th year. I just re-signed last week, so I'm very proud. So, and I will copy this video on flexonline.com, of course. So you always, whatever you want to see about me, you will just have to follow Flex, either magazine or Flex Online. So whatever is going on with Dennis James, the Menace, or call me what you want.
I call him Big D. He's still Big D to me.
Flex
He
Online
always
is where
Big
it's
D
at.
to me. DJ met you in 2009 at the Arizona Open, and what a gracious champ. I mean, took pictures with me, my wife, and anybody that came up.
Your wife is pretty, so that's okay.
That's good. She likes me too. So I'm like, normally I'm jealous, but for some reason, Dennis, it's okay if you talk to my wife. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm starstruck. But what a career. I know that most people know Dennis James is a big name, staple name in bodybuilding. But can you just tell us a little bit about your career, where, how you got into it just real quick, and, where you're at now?
Okay, well, I was always into sports, but I was, like most people know, I was born and raised in Germany. And in Germany, the major sport is soccer. So I played soccer for 14 years, all through high school and through my, all the way until I was like 18, I think, I played. And just around the age of 17, 18, that's when you start going to clubs in Germany. It's not like in the U.S. where you're an adult at 21. In Germany, you're 18. So even at 16, you're legally allowed to drink and legally allowed to do whatever you want to do.
And Amsterdam was fairly close.
Yeah, to them.
Like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, drive.
We won't talk about those stories. We heard a few today, but sorry to interrupt.
Well, it was only an hour and a half to get there. It was about 5 hours to get back. But anyways, so what are we talking about?
I'm thinking about Amsterdam, but no, how you got into bodybuilding?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Anyway, so remember after I was still playing soccer, then I started going to clubs and we started breakdance was the new thing back then, back in the early 80s.
You've seen your moves, man.
Yeah, in the early 80s. So I was like, you know what, and I liked it. I watched these people, back in Germany, was still with the white glove and walk like against the wall, It's always one song only, and they play that song, everybody goes pop locking. So then I came to the States, I stayed with my grandmother in New York for almost 2 years. And this is where I learned how to breakdance. And I learned it actually from the guys that we looked up to in Germany, because it's a gang, a crew out of New York called the Rock Steady Crew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Crazy Legs was the one who basically, I met him at the Jacqueline Lane Fitness Center in New York, in the Bronx. And I didn't know it was him, until somebody told me, that's Crazy Legs. What's Crazy Legs? So, and that's when I started breakdancing. When I started doing that cardboard shit, like there in New York, on the floor, outside in the street, and I started getting the moves. And I went back to Germany, I was in it. They were still walking against the wall, they were still on this, and I was doing my flips and stuff, I was pretty good. So anyway, I did that dancing stuff, and I actually went all the way to win the German championships and then the World Championships back in '84. That was with my crew, though. And after that, some years after that, I just, went to Thailand. Thailand was, for me, a vacation. I was playing for 2 weeks, and I ended up staying 15 years. Came back with wife and kid. Cool. So, but the training started in Thailand actually in 1992, May '92. As a lot of my friends from Germany, Sweden, all over Europe actually, they in the gym during the day, and I meet them at the bar at night. And they be walking around with tank tops. You know how to do. So, and one day I was drunk, like every night, basically. And I was like, man, to look like you, because he was, black syndrome. And I was like, man, to look like you, it'd take me like 3 months. So it was a $100 bet. That's when I went to the gym the next day for the first time.
How old were you then?
It's a good question. 92. Do the math. I'm 40. I'm 47 now. I was 96. I was 30. So 92. I was 26. That's when I started training.
Wow.
26. In May 96. Then I was actually, I got started 3 months
later. You're pro.
No. Listen, I'll tell you the story. You asked me, I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna take a little longer because it's been so far. It's been so long. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I just trained. I was not thinking about anything. Just training. At night we hang out, we have fun, and then I'm approached by this guy one day at the beach. He asked me, "Hey man, what show are you getting ready for?" I'm like, "What you talking about, show?" He said, "Yeah man, you look like you get ready for a show." Then he introduced himself. He said he's the best friend of the world president of the association that I'm not going to mention because IFBB is where it's at. Mm-hmm. Just so you all know, IFBB or NPC. Don't go in on this. Anyways, right. So he said, whenever you're in Germany, I want you to meet the president. So next time I was at home in Germany to visit my parents, I actually went to his house and met him, and this guy came over with a videotape. So now I'm meeting the president of the federation. I don't know. I was just a guy in the jacket, thinking I was big. So he came in and he put a video cassette into a VHS into the video recorder and says, and Mustafa Muhammad from the 92 Mr. Universe in England, he won the overall. He was on the table. He asked me, the guy looked at me and said, "Can you hang with that?" And I thought he was playing. So I said, "Sure." He said, "Okay, I invite you for the Mr. Universe this year." That was 93. And I was like, I still think he's playing. So I said, "What time do you want me to be there?" So he goes and says, "I want you to do the Night of Champions," they call that show in Germany, which is a qualifier for the German team to qualify for the Universe. He said, "I want you to come to that show the week, and if you just compete with these guys, and if you're okay enough, I will pay for your way to England." And this is what I did. So he left. I asked the guy, "Was this serious?" He said, "Yeah." And that was May 93. So 1 year after I started training. So I said, I better get back to the gym now. Huh? So now I go back. I don't even know how to diet. Wow. Now I'm going back to Thailand, and there's a few guys that I knew. This is guy actually, he's here now. It's a guy from Sweden, Mike Gustafsson. He lives in Tucson right now. He's moving here to Phoenix next week. He's the guy to give me my first posing trunks. Wow. And then there's another friend from Italy. His name was Gianpietro Colucci. He told me how to diet. He just told me to have turkey, pasta, and pineapple. Turkey,
wow.
Turkey, pasta, and
pineapple.
I swear to God. Let me tell you, I swear to God.
Maybe with Dennis genetics, you could do that.
Hold on, I told you. And that was the first time. I didn't know. He didn't tell me how much, so I ate until I was full every time. So I was eating nothing but turkey, pasta, and pineapple all day. And I tell you, first thing that was ripped was my glutes. Wow. And I was the only one that got on that stage. I had shredded glutes. And I went and competed with these Germans at their qualification, and I basically took over the whole show. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to pose, so I did my break dance. Yeah. I was pop locking. They basically gave me the spot for the guest poser later because they wanted to see me again. 3 times I had to come out. So then they paid for my way to the Universe, and the Universe, I was basically, it's my first time I did an international show. It was actually my first show, and I got 4th the first year in 93. So I figured if you can do 4th, you might be able to win. So I went back the next year, I got 2nd, and the 3rd year, 95, I won the Universe. This is how it started. So now I'm thinking, what am I going to do now? Because I'm looking at the magazines, Flex Week, and Tony Yates. Wow, this is a dream. Right. This is a dream. Now I'm in this different association. You know what I mean? And how am I going to get to that stage? This was everything. I was reading every magazine. I had every video they had out there. So I figured, you know what? I got to go to California because this is where it's at. I said I'm a U.S. citizen. I live in Thailand. I have 2 options. I can do the Team Universe back then, which was still the qualification for the World Championships, right, where they send the people off
right,
to the World Games, or I can just do whatever's in the States. So I figured, let's go to California. I bought myself a ticket from Bangkok to California. I'm talking the whole time. This is
no,
keep going. We want to hear your story.
I'm buying from Bangkok a ticket to California. All I knew was from the magazines and from what you from here, it was Firehouse, Gold's Gym, right, Venice Beach. Oh yeah. That's the 3 things I had in my mind. So I took the ticket to LAX. LAX, I take a cab. No. One more place, the Marina Pacific. Okay. Which was at that time the hotel where everybody stayed because they had kitchens. So I went to the cab. I said Marina Pacific. I didn't make no reservations because I didn't even have a credit card back then. So they took me to the Marina Pacific. I checked in, and then I asked them, "Where's Gold's Gym?" They said, "Oh, it's just a couple of blocks, you know." And I'm used to tight blocks. If you hear to the door, I didn't know. I didn't know. I get out of this hotel and I walk, you know, and I've been walking for like 15 minutes. And I'm like, "Where's the gym?" And then I see Gold's, you know, funny letters. That was the old Gold's Gym that they had before they opened up the one on Hampton Drive. Anyway, so I finally found Gold's. I walk in there. Now this is the first time I don't know anybody. I walk in there, and the first guy that walked right past me was Paul Dillette. I was like, wow. I was like, oh damn, you know what I mean? So I was in there, and I was, you know, I was just doing my thing, you know, and I was walking around. I was almost too scared to train because I was like, well, who's coming next, you know?
Right.
So I started training, you know, and I was there for a couple of days before the first guy that came up to approach me. That was Rico McClinton. That was Flex Wheeler's training partner back then. He came to me, he's like, "Hey man, you competing?" I'm like, "No, man." I said, "Why not?" I said, "Yeah, I competed before, but now, but you know." He said, "Hey, this is Gold's Gym. This is IFBB. Don't even mention it. So just, you know, get your NPC card and sign up as new," which I did, you know. So he gave me the contact of John Lindsay. I called John Lindsay, and I'll never forget that. I said, "Yeah, you know, Dennis James, you know, I'm going to sign up with NPC card." I said, "Yeah, give me your address." I gave him my address. I said, "Thailand." He said, "Thailand? This is what he said. What the hell are you doing in Thailand?" You know? I said, "Yeah, I am in Thailand." So he did send him, though. I got signed up. And that was 97. I went for the Border States Classic because I had to look what schedule. I didn't know what to do to qualify for nationals. And there was one show before the nationals, and that was the Border States Classics.
Which I did.
Which you did too.
In 97?
No, God. That was...
In 97. I would have called you a liar because I won that show. Anyway, so I signed up. I signed up for novice. You know, novice was first time, you know. So I signed up. They put us in the rooms, you know. And it's like, when I took my clothes, they said, "No, you going over there." So I went to open class. I won the show at 227 pounds and qualified for the nationals. But that was the nationals the following year. But somehow they just, you know, said, "You know what? You know, you're here from out of the country. We'll let you go to the nationals." Where I placed 4th in 97. Tom Prince won. Then it was Overberg 2nd and Garrett Downing 3rd.
Overberg.
Dave Palumbo was 6th.
Wow.
So
Good
now I
lineup
said,
back then.
"Listen, I mean, if I can place 4th here," I said, that's the same thing I thought when I was doing 4th in the universe. I can maybe win this thing.
Yeah.
So after the show, I'm, you know, psyching myself up, you know, getting ready to go home 1 year and qualify, you know, and come next year. And then Lonnie Tieper was the one that came to me and said, what are you doing next?" I said, "I'm going to come back for the nationals next year." He said, "Why you want to wait so long? Do the USA." I said, "What do you USA? Everybody know from the magazine. This is a West Coast show, and they have their favorites, Melvin Anthony and all this." He said, "No, I don't care." So I said, "You know what? Forget it. I'll go." So 7 months later, I went to the USA. It's in '98 in Las Vegas, and the first year they had the super heavies. Won the super heavies, got my pro card, and this is where I'm at today.
Wow.
That's my story.
That is a story.
For $100, all this crazy drama for $100.
Well, how long have you been? What was the journey to get you here to Arizona? Like, what was the draw here, and how long have you been here in Arizona?
I moved here in November, actually next month, 6 years, in 2007. And I'm actually in America only because of my wife. She got me here because she went, "I want to go to America. If you don't go, I'll go by myself."
She said it to be
Yes, my daughter she got my back. She can tell you. So she said, "If you ain't going, I'm going by myself. I'm going to stay with my sister." She was in Florida. So I was like, "You know what? Okay. Let's go. If that makes her happy, let's go to America." So I moved everything. First we moved from Thailand to Germany. Now I moved everything. Now, where are we going? So let's go over there and look around first. I said, "Miami. I have an aunt over there. So leave it to Miami. Like nice houses. For good prices." And then my aunt talking about all the hurricanes and stuff. When you travel by myself. So I said, "Okay, let's go somewhere more safe." So Troy, it's the guy that I knew from here.
Yeah.
I said, "Troy, come to Arizona." Yeah, Troy House. Look around, look and see what's going on. So I was like, let's go. So we came here, and we stayed with Troy a couple of days. I looked around, and first I came by myself. No, first we came together a couple of days, and then we went back, and then I came by myself one more time, and basically looked for a house and sealed a deal for 6 months to rent it, just to see, how we like it. So we moved everybody over there, and this is where we're at right now.
Nice. Well, I mean, I think as far as Arizona bodybuilding now, you're a staple point here. Everyone associates you as and with bodybuilding here in Arizona. So, and I think that it's been all positive. which has led us down to now you're doing a show. So now you have your own show coming up, and this would be a great opportunity. We'd like to know a little bit, about the show and what direction you want it to go.
Well, I've been I was thinking about doing a show for a long time. It's just that all this time I was competing and, and I had other things going on. So, you don't really, even if you want to do something, you don't really pursue it enough,
Right.
to make it happen. So, after I retired, and I was thinking about a lot of things, what to do, because, I don't want to, be like most of the other bodybuilders. They do well, they have a big name. As long as they compete, next thing you know, they retire, they go, and then that's it, you never hear from them again. And I was like,
You got a lot of things going on, man.
Yeah, for me, I'm busier now than I was when I was competing.
Yeah.
But this is my goal. I want to stay, I want to stay in the business. I want to, all these years that I've been, spending in bodybuilding, I want to make sure that doesn't just go away.
Right.
So that's when I started, coaching guys. That was not a plan. That just started because I just helped.
Yeah.
I was helping guys for how many years now? I mean, it's unbelievable. I was doing everything for free. Everybody asked me. I was sitting down. I was working out things for these guys, And then you see some of these guys, they don't even follow what you say.
Right. You spend all that time doing
Then I get kind of mad because, he don't care because it didn't cost him nothing.
Right.
So I said, you know what? From now on, I'm just going to charge. So if I charge you, at least I'm compensating. If you don't want to do it, it's your problem. You pay for it. And that's how this started. So and then
And now, sorry to interrupt you, but now you have several athletes that you're coaching all over the world and at all different levels.
I have now about 120 athletes.
That's
So it's been
incredible.
online training, a lot of that.
Most of them. I can't be everywhere. This is online.
Right.
We do a lot of most of it on Skype, and it works. For me, let me explain it. There's a difference between people that call themselves a guru.
Right.
Because I don't call myself a guru. I'm not a guru. I'm not a whatever magic trainer. This is all BS. What I am is I'm just a guy that's been there, that's done it, and that understands that you're not at your best if I tell you to eat chicken or rice. You're at your best if you're 100% motivated and you give 100% in the gym.
That's correct.
Because if you give 100%, that's when your body gives you 100% back.
Right.
If I tell you to do this and you do only 50%, that's all you're going to get. So I'm calling myself a motivator. If I keep you motivated and I keep you go to the gym and you do what you got to do, that means you're going to improve regardless.
Right.
Even if you make mistakes in your diet, you're always going to improve. And this is what I learned over the years. And it works for everybody. And if somebody's not motivated, then you can't help it.
Right.
Back to you as a competitor before we start talking about promoting shows, which we'll get to. Dennis last year or the year before, he did Masters Olympia. He's retired, but there's a story behind it that actually he was talked into doing the show. It wasn't something that was in the cards for you, but you had enough people vote for you, or how did that happen? Was it a crowd like cheering you on?
Yeah, it was at the 2012 Mr. Olympia press conference.
Oh, that's right. So you guys talked about it this year at the conference, right?
Yeah, me and Bob hosted the press conference, and then Bob, because they had the Masters the year before, and then Bob's like, "Hey man, there's a Masters coming up, don't you think? And then he basically got the crowd involved. And they put me on the spot, you know what I mean? So they put me on the spot where I realized that the crowd really, really would like me to see me to come back. And then, I decided for the fans, I'm going to do this one more time. I said, I might have a problem when I get home. I said, well, that's something I'm going to have to deal with, you know what I mean? So, that was it. I was put on the spot, and,
you did well.
At 11 weeks, I got third, yeah.
Looks great.
For 2 years not doing anything, I think that was better. No, I expected better because you always expect better, but I think I didn't disappoint. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, well, you're saying you lost your legs when you had 40, but I didn't see that.
Yeah, but maybe you didn't see. I saw it. I still had them, but they're not. It's no. I'm 40. I was 47 when I stood on that stage.
Yeah.
So I was the oldest guy next to the guy who was 30 years older than me, probably.
Yeah.
What's his name from Sweden? Andreas Kali.
Yeah.
So I guess other than that, I was the oldest guy, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a buzz around town, Dennis James Classic.
Yes.
My gosh, people are excited about Dennis James having a show, a national qualifying show. And, is there anything different that you do? I would probably imagine that your backdrop will have some sponsored names. But besides that, are you going to have a most muscular award? What are you going to do?
You know what? I'm thinking about it right now. I want to give out. You know, the thing is, I would like to give prize money.
Yeah,
but
you can't, right?
Yeah, you can because this is NPC, it's not an IFBB. So I want to just do something to motivate these athletes. Yeah, exactly. To motivate these athletes to give it 100%.
Right.
Not because of me, it's because it's for the athlete himself to come out there to be at your best. You don't want to go to a show, get second or third, and look at yourself and say, you know, you should have maybe not ate that cheeseburger that day, or maybe you should have did that set that you.
Right.
So you know.
You don't want
to leave no stones unturned, but you want to say, hey, I did everything in my power, and that's why I want to motivate him and come up with something for, let's say, each overall champ, or maybe, you know, on top of that, maybe a best posing routine, you know, just something for the people to understand.
Yeah, right.
You're not doing this for nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
I like that.
because the trophy
really
is
like
nice, but you know, who doesn't like maybe a ring that says Dennis James Classic and diamonds or something like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, who wouldn't like
sick.
that? You know, because it's just like when you do some of them seminars. You go to a very important seminar and you want to have that certificate that says that you concluded the seminars, and you put that at home.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Something like that. I want to come up with some idea. Also, I'm going to bring more guest posers because I think it's just, you know, very important that you know,
I totally 100% agree. We talk about it in our shows. It's the one thing that I you know, my first show was back in 1997. I remember every show up until about 2007. You always had a guest poser. That was kind of like the marquee thing of having a show.
Yeah, for me, it's just, you know, because I think as an athlete, I don't think like a promoter.
Right.
I think like an athlete. I know how these guys feel. I know how these guys feel the day before the show, the day
Exactly.
after the show, 2 weeks out. That's why I'm also good with the athletes, because you don't have to tell me how you feel.
Right.
I know, because you know, it's got to be very hard for somebody that never stood on the stage to teach somebody to get on stage.
Right.
But let's not get to
Agreed.
that. So,
That's a whole nother subject.
you know, so in regard to the show, yeah, I want the guys to say, listen, I'm going to go there not only to compete, I'm going to go there to qualify for the Nationals, USAs, for whatever, and I'm trying to get that ring. In 10 or 15 years from now, that ring is something
Still gonna
special.
be
You
there,
never
right.
know.
Well, bodybuilding is growing in Arizona, and you know sometimes these bodybuilding shows in the past struggle to get sponsors. Dennis James, you've had people banging down your door to get they want a space at your show. But you said you might be able to make space for a couple more, maybe for the show upcoming.
Yeah. I mean, I have title sponsors. You know, I have sponsors. Of course, I've been I've been in this sport for such a long time. I have a lot of connections. And these connections, they know that if I put something together, it's not going to be a show that's going to be, you know, oh yeah, it was, you know,
It's gonna be a legitimate show.
Well, you're getting all
it's
the
going to be
media
a show.
coverage and everything.
Yeah, I'm going to get all the media coverage because that's what I need. That's what I want,
Right.
and that's what I want to. That's what I promise to sponsor.
And that's what Arizona, we need that so
Yeah,
bad.
that's what
So thank you for
bodybuilding
bringing-
needs, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's kind of why we started the show, is because
Yeah.
we felt like Arizona bodybuilding is really no platform
Yeah.
to promote ourselves and bodybuilding. And you know, you go to California show and you have all the magazine coverage and stuff.
Right, right.
We commend
You
you.
wanna
And thank
see-
you at the same
yeah.
time for doing that.
Thank you. You want to see yourself, you know, you want to be able to look yourself up
Yeah.
on popular bodybuilding sites where they have contest pictures. You want to be able to hear what some of these experts have to say
Right.
about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just want to, I competed. You know, what did you place? Fifth. You know, you want to know who is who. You know, you want to create a name for yourself. And this is what I always said. You know, you want to in this business. You know, you have to have a team. You got to have a trainer. You this, but when you're on stage, you by yourself. You have to make sure that the people like you. And you know, I don't care how you're going to try to create that.
Well,
find a way.
That follow.
Well, you being yourself, people like you. And how much, Frank, where are we at on the time?
23.
23 minutes. So we have a couple, like maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, you don't talk too much.
But you know, Dennis is like you said earlier. He's out of Thailand, and he's thinking, I'm not in the magazines, and you know, I want to create a buzz for myself.
That's right.
What do I do? And we were out all talking, you know, out by the pool, and you had a pretty cool story. You were like one of the first bodybuilders. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but
I was the very first one that said, how can I get these people to see who I am and what's coming to America for this show? So I started putting pictures. Every week I took pictures, one series of pictures, and put them online. I remember uploading forever. I mean, if you want to download a picture, it was still,
yeah.
still dial up.
Yeah, you couldn't see bodybuilding, so it was like, you know, everybody was talking about Dennis James because he had a website. No other bodybuilder had a website.
No, they had websites, but nobody wanted at this time. Nobody wanted to show anything before the show.
Everyone was all
It was all
going
covered
to
up.
see, yeah.
I'm like, I ain't got no time to
Yes.
be covered up. Let me show what I got. You know what I mean?
Time for that.
Yeah, I had to show it. You know? So and this helped me a lot. This is what I say. And nowadays, look, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
That's what it's all. I'm the originator. I claim that.
Well, you're a Hall of Fame bodybuilder, no doubt.
No, I'm not in the Hall of Fame bodybuilder.
Yeah,
That's
you're giving back now, and
well, it would be great if maybe we may one day make it, but I'm not there yet. So I'll let you know.
We'll know. And then currently, your current sponsor is Get.
I just signed with GAT.
GAT Nutrition,
which is I'm very happy. This is we made this deal happen. Also, Rami, a guy that I work with, we signed with GAT. So GAT is a company that's been around for a few years now. It just has been kind of going under the radar because I always say this, and this is what I tell all the other companies. In order for you to make money, you got to have the right people representing your products because nobody's talking about your products unless somebody I look up to is telling me or showing me that this is what I do.
Right.
So, and they finally realized, and they make the right decision by, signing Rami, and now signing me. I don't want to say that's right, but for Rami because Rami's an upcoming athlete.
Right. Well, they made a good choice.
I told them, this is when you negotiate, you tell them, I said, listen, it's different if somebody who's been signed by 10 companies before they get to you.
Right.
This guy never been signed with anybody, so there's no company that can say, yeah, he used our products to get that big. So this is why you should sign it.
Was it me at the press conference that Rami's interpreter was a little off?
He was way off.
What the hell is going on with
Yeah.
that, too?
Yeah.
I'm like,
the problem is they're friends, we all friends, and none of them speaks good English. But he's the only one. He's the one.
Well, you went over there and interpreted.
I didn't interpret. I was just acting like I speak.
Oh, I know. Okay. I'm like, I know he knows. I know he's got a few languages, but I didn't know
I don't speak that language.
Okay.
I just sound.
How
sure
many
sound like
languages
it.
do you speak, by the way?
Well, a few, 4 or 5. Just German, Thai, English. This Swiss and Austria is the same as German, so you don't count that as one.
Sure.
Yeah. Speak a little French too.
Little kind of training.
French vanilla, Dutch chocolate.
Big Dennis James, everybody. Dude, anything else you want to throw out?
You want to thank anybody?
I want to thank my wife, first of all, my daughter, my family, my sponsor, Flex Online, Flex Magazine, Robbie Chang. And I want to thank, like I said, the whole GAT, Team GAT, and...
Where's your website? What's your website?
My website, of course, www.dennis-james.com.
Menace in the house.
Then I wanted to say this, for all the athletes out here in Arizona, you guys are more than welcome to compete. There's a lot of shows in Arizona. I know we have a national qualifier. I will promise you that nobody that will compete on that stage will regret that he did compete it because it will be a show the way I like it, the way I know it, and the way I wanted to present it to the guys here. Guys and girls, everybody's welcome. There's plenty of shows, so you don't have to choose one. You can do 3-4 shows at the time, just back to back. There's plenty of opportunities,
May 31st is
May 31st, which is
show.
also my birthday. So also, not only will we have a show, we will also have an after party. I'm just not sure where yet. I'm going to find a place where they let us in. And then other than that, I guarantee you guys it's going to be something special. I have 2 guest posters confirmed right now, Big Rami and Dennis Wolf, which I think will be unbelievable. But I will also try something else just to be for a little more spice.
Well, it's up to us in the bodybuilding community here. It's a shame if we don't sell it out. I don't care if you don't go to the damn show.
Buy a ticket, people. Support your local bodybuilding.
Support the Dennis James Classic. We want to thank our sponsors in the spirit of thanking Pierre Ford, MHTH Clothing,
Metroflex Gym, Big AZ Promotions, Iron Infinity.
Frank Nesdova, one of the best cinematographers ever.
Holding the camera.
Big Dennis James, man. Honored
My
to have you on the
pleasure.
show.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Dennis, man. I mean, you came in. The guy opens up his homes to us, feeds us.
Yeah.
We sit around. The last
Yeah,
couple
your wife's
hours
a
we've
great
just been
cook.
sitting around talking, man. It's probably been one of the better experiences that I've had in a while. So again, I
And
totally
tell them that
appreciate
it's
it.
not even that expensive.
It really
It's
only
reasonable.
costed me $100, man.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't that bad.
Well, I thought it was, so is it $100 each or is it 50 each? Because he told me.
We'll talk about that off camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thanks for watching the episode.
Thanks
guys.
again, guys.
And
Mike
peace.
Bodybuilding Show.
Is out.
Dennis James Classic.